Saggy, hello my love. Welcome to Lady of the Unknown Oracle. My name is Sophie. I hope you are doing wonderfully. If you are brand new to the channel, welcome in. I hope you enjoy your message. If you do, please remember to like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment down below. I would love to know how you're doing. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much, Sag, for coming back, for allowing me to reconnect with you, for your love and support. You make what I do possible. I love you to the moon and back. Thank you so much for being here with me. So Sag, we're going to go ahead and jump right into your reading. Please remember that this is a general reading, so this may or may not resonate with your current situation. If you find that this does not resemble what you're currently going through, then by all means throw the entire reading out the window. If it's not for you, then it's not for you, okay? For others of you though, you might find that this resonates very, very heavily, and if it does, I hope it provides you the guidance that you seek moving forward and the clarity that you seek moving forward. We will be doing an extended reading after this general reading where we will go a bit more in depth into the person that you're connecting with, right? The way they feel towards you, their intentions towards you, the advice to overcome the obstacle that you and this person may have, or just in the environment or in the situation at large, as well as what the long-term outcome between you and this person will most likely be, either with or without each other. Okay, I will leave the link to the extended in the description box down below, as well as pinned to the top of the comment section down below, along with a link to my personal booking system in case you would like to have a reading done that is a bit more personalized and tailored to your specific situation. Okay, so Sag, just like in our previous readings together, I went ahead and pulled from the Oracle myself, but you and I will be pulling from the Tarot together. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. I'll tell you this, Sag, based on the energies that have come out, it feels to me like there has been a peaceful severance of some kind, a peaceful conclusion. You are at peace with the fact that something has to change. You might be taking things to another level with somebody, but more than anything, I do feel like I feel like something has happened that has triggered you to realize that something is not meant for you. Okay, because we do have peace and time to go, which sometimes time to go really just talks about like the escalation of a situation to a higher degree, like the Four of Wands, right? Sometimes the time to go in this sense doesn't mean that you are leaving a situation, but rather you are leaving behind what a situation used to be like. So that can be the case for you, right? You might be taking a current connection to another level. However, the reason I feel like you have made peace with the fact that maybe you have outlived or outgrown a particular connection is because clarifying peace, right? Clarifying peace, we have false person with courtship. So there was a connection here where someone was not being completely honest, right? There might have been either the disguise of certain truths. So in other words, someone may have been lying. Someone may have gone out of their way to be malicious in this context. So I went ahead and clarified false person, and I got courthouse with poverty. So there was something that was agreed upon in the relationship, right? There was some sort of promise that was made, or a decision to move forward towards stability and how that was supposed to look. Someone agreed to invest a certain amount of energy, or in this case, it could be a certain amount of truth or emotion, right? And they just did not do that. They didn't come in with what they said they would. Right? Could be also that somebody, even though thief is not here, I do feel like for some, it may have been that this person was trying to use their trickery as a way to manipulate finances, that they are not doing very well financially. And so they were hoping maybe to get a little bit of extra income under their belt, or utilize what you guys had as a couple in the partnership to leverage themselves into a position to get better money or to get more of a certain type of resource. Now with time to go, right, with time to go, we had pathway being clarified by occupation and change. So obviously for some of you, this could involve the fact that you're changing. There is something about your status that is changing, either literally in a context of career, right? A job, a career. Maybe you are relocating. Maybe you recently got an offer. Maybe you're going back to school. And it could be something like that has essentially triggered the fact that you and this person had to kind of go back to the drawing board, reevaluate where you wanted the relationship to go. And it turns out that you find the person you were connected to this whole time was actually very self-centered, right? You have big decisions to make. This person was not on board. There was just something that required a bit more from this person, maybe paperwork, maybe legalities, maybe, even something as simple as someone wanting to delay a wedding and instead to get married at the courthouse first and then plan a wedding for later. That person was not really willing to budge on what their standards were, what their requirements were, and it created a disconnect. Someone was pulled in one direction, the other was pulled in another, and it's revealed something. And because of that, you are okay, Sag, with letting something go, because you're realizing in the way things have fallen apart, it's actually given you the chance to see what the whole picture was in the first place, right? So for those of you who are experiencing a massive change in career and are finally aligning with a career path or a job choice or any of the above, right? A school that you really wanted to go to, finally, congratulations. 2020 is going to be so crazy for you, and I'm so hopeful for you, and this is an exciting time. So don't let this bog you down. Honestly, it's better that things happen this way, so that way you can have the truth sooner rather than later, right? But there's definitely something here in regards to a connection that someone here was not being completely forthright in what they were leading you to believe they were all about in the connection. They had you believing that they were a team player, when in reality, at some point this mask would have come off. At some point something here would have faltered, right? Very materialistic this person could have been. Maybe just all about themselves. Maybe not in a money sense, but just in a time and energy sense, right? You were asking them for support on some level, asking for some consideration on some level, and they were just very closed off to it. They were not willing to give. And even if it did, for some, it could be coming from a plane of pain, a place of pain, right? Where this person isn't willing to give because they're scared. Maybe in the past they had a significant other go through the same thing, and they're not trying to submit themselves to a similar situation, and they are essentially projecting onto you what has happened to them in the past. I understand, but if that's the case, then you shouldn't be in a commitment. If you are not ready to give and to develop a situation, right? And to start fresh with somebody else who has done you no harm, then you still have healing to do, and it's not right. It's not right for yourself to put yourself under that pressure of feeling like you need to already be ready. And it's also not fair to the person who's done nothing wrong to treat them as though they have already gone and been the source of trauma for you, right? So just be aware, it's not a healthy situation for anyone involved. And so you are better off just spending time alone and healing from what you have gone through. Okay, so let's go ahead, Sag, and just see what the Celtic cross shows us here. And thank you so much, Sag, for your patience. I know that I have been off for a little while. I appreciate your compassion and your love and your understanding. It has been a trying time. 2020 has already been testing me. And I'm sure it's been testing a lot of you guys. The energetic shifts have been extremely strong. So let's see what's going on, Sag. What's going on, please? Following your bliss. Following your bliss is what I'm feeling. Following your bliss. Following your bliss is what's coming up in my head right now. Overarching. Wow, who was it that got the Hierophant? You just got the Hierophant too. Oops, sorry about my fingernail. It is busted, disgusted, cannot be trusted. Oh, the Hierophant as the overarching energy, I believe it was Libra. I'm almost positive it was Libra. So you could be connecting with a Libran. You could also be connecting with a Taurus. Okay, we do have the Hierophant here, but this is very similar, right? So very much about commitment, maybe school, institutions. I'm feeling more for you, Sag. This could be a matter of duty, but I do feel like this has more to do with, major growth. You are expanding in your business. You are expanding in your education. You are expanding in your career path. For some of you, right, where this is talking about a relationship, you are expanding into an era now where you are expecting commitment. You are wanting, desiring, willing to participate in a real, authentic you know, work your buns off for the rest of your life type of commitment where you have a family, if that is what you so desire, or, you know, you have a home or an empire you want to build with your partner, travel the world, whatever it is your bliss is, right? This is what you are willing to commit yourself to, whatever that image for you is. You are wanting happiness by the book, but you're willing to go by the book in order to build on that and achieve that. So, Sag, your present energy is the Ace of Pentacles. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you are in this space of being ready for the potential, right? You have an opportunity. It's knocking on your door, brand new, fresh off the press. You are excited. You are ready. You have been working extremely hard on this. Oh, wow. And for some of you where, you know, where this is just love, you have been working so much on yourself. Perhaps for you, this is about how your love life is being affected by your career choices or your school choices or your work choices, right? And there's so much potential to, you know, there's so much potential for growth if you and your partner were on board. But there's been, it feels to me like some sort of disconnect, right? So the Seven of Cups is what is crossing you. It's what's blocking you, right? Possibly having a bunch of options. So in terms of you're trying to figure out where to move to with this person or just where to take things now moving forward. You're not sure. You have either multiple options or you're just confused in general. You know, not knowing what direction you should go into in regards to the connection itself, right? You know that everything you've been working towards has culminated in this moment, so you're not going to sacrifice that. But then what does that mean for the connection itself? And you're really not sure what to do. You're hoping your partner comes through with some sort of change of heart, right? Is what you're really wanting. On your mind, you've got the Knight of Wands. You could be connecting with a Leo, an Aries, or a Sag. Let me just lay the cards out here. In your heart space, you've got the Ten of Swords. Yeah, so someone has really just killed something in its tracks. Something has really killed something in its tracks. And you are kind of, you've lost hope in a situation. I know the star is not here, but this is what it feels like. Okay, if I can be completely honest with you, Sag, it just feels like someone has kind of killed the entire thought process surrounding whether something between you guys was a possibility, right? Because in the recent past, Eight of Cups, very similar energy to time to go, right? So there is a desire here to pursue more. There is a desire here to pursue more, but I definitely can't shake off the feeling like you're going through a little bit of a rough spot with this person. So let me see. Page of Cups is what's coming in. You see yourself as the Nine of Wands, so you're willing to continue to give this a chance. But in the environment, something's been lost. Five of Cups. I'll show you guys the cards. Okay, I just want to get everything out so that I can see what this is. And then the Ace of Wands is in your fear. So a fear that this is a false start, that if you do pursue something serious with this person, or just take it to that level, right, that it's not going to pan out. And ultimately in your outcome, I do see the Ten of Wands. So I feel like there will be something that you release with this person. Let me just clarify. So the Page of Cups coming in is being clarified by the Page of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. So for some of you, this is definitely school, work. It can also just be, you know, kind of like a dream, a desire, right? A hope that between you and this person, you could have a family, right? Two pages indicate children for some. So it could be that you guys were really hoping to have the children and the white picket fence and the traditional, you know, home life. We do have, again, with the Hierophant being the overarching, right? This is about tradition, a status quo, right? Following things by the book, carrying on what's normal. So for some of you, you were really planning on this, right? But someone's holding really tightly to something, really tightly to a future that is a little bit outside of what you were discussing, right? Things have changed. They really have. There's nothing wrong with that. I just really want to reassure you, Sag, that there's nothing wrong with having a change of heart as long as it's being communicated. And I feel like it was communicated. And even though the communication has been difficult, I think that even you know, ultimately, there's no reason to continue living a lie, right? So if something is no longer compatible with you, or something is no longer feeding your soul in that fulfilling type of way, then you really have to ask yourself if by holding on to it, are you preserving something good, or are you kind of delaying the expiration of something that is already on its way out? So you just, you know, you have to be mindful of that. But yeah, so you see on your mind, you've got the Knight of Wands and then the Ten of Swords in your heart space. So it's like you're, in terms of commitment, you're kind of touch and go. You're really not sure. It could be that because of this person in the recent past wanting to walk away from the connection, or at least having some sort of feeling like some sort of indecisive feeling about moving into the future together, right? Wanting depth, right? Being open. But the thing is whatever they have said in the recent past, whatever that Eight of Cups was, either moving forward in something that was deeper, and then you guys actually start having those moments or having those conversations. And in those conversations came the revelations. In your heart space right now with the Ten of Swords, this is a moment in time where it's almost like for the first time you're looking at something as if you didn't say yes to this. You're looking at it saying like, I didn't sign up for that. Right? Like, that's not what I thought. That's not what I thought I was going into this for. I thought we were going to be doing something different. And I thought that when the time came for me to do this, that you were going to be on my side and that we were going to, you know, play this a particular way. Like, there was a lot of expectation attached to whatever you guys have. And in the recent past, something has transpired, a conversation, a moment of clarity, of honesty. And you realizing that for the duration of your connection, something was really unclear. You guys might have been dancing around a line, and you might have been kind of like, oh, we'll get there when we get there, right? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Lo and behold, you guys have that conversation, and it's not what you were hoping. It's not what you thought. You're willing. You see yourself as the Nine of Wands, though. So you see yourself as willing to continue to put in the work. One last push, though. The Nine of Wands is about being exhausted, but having enough for just one push. And the thing is you have here with the Ten of Wands in your outcome, you do finally get to that brink where it's just too overwhelming. It's too overwhelming. And I have to be completely honest, Sag, your Ten of Wands here is being clarified by the Empress, the Sun, and the Queen of Cups. So you could be connecting with a Leo, a Taurus, a Libra, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. For some of you, you will be leaving a partner, a current partner, in search of your bliss, and you will be coming across the presence of a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, somebody who is not so materialistic and more focused on the emotional aspect of a relationship. And you are going to find true bliss with this person. And that is going to be in your outcome. Okay? That'll be in your outcome, because what's going to happen is in what's coming into your near future, there is the possibility that you are going to let go of what you realize now, right? There's peace in your heart. You realize that there is something here that's not right for you. You will let it go. You will go in pursuit of your you know, your career path, your job, this change of status. If it has nothing to do with that, and it's just more a fact of you being single now, you being a divorcee, you being just newly single, right? You're going to maybe have your guard up for a little bit. Maybe financially you take a hit, so you're saving more money. But ultimately you're going to participate in more downtime that feels better for you. And you're going to look forward to the future. You are going to plan, start setting certain things in motion. You might begin to date. You might be thinking about dating with the Page of Cups, right? Very young energy, very flirty, very new in love. Is that feeling, that energy of flirtatiousness and joking and playfulness and childlike nature? It is that kind of like dating feeling. You might go ahead and say, you know, while I am focusing on myself, right, I am going to, you know, I'm kind of waiting to hear back from this person, but if I don't, if I do, great. But I am going to try my hand at just living the solo life and starting from the ground up, right? Page energy is very small energy. You might find that there are people, younger people than you, or people who are a little bit more immature, right? Who are a little immature compared to your maturity. You know, they might be offering you commitments and might be offering you emotional, you know, like just emotional offers, right? They open themselves up. They might be vulnerable, but you're kind of closed up. You are preserving yourself for that commitment, that actual person who you can see yourself being with. So here you have all this page energy, right? Here you have all this page energy, and then ultimately in the long term, right, when you finally do let go of these expectations, let go of the weight of being single, or the weight of waiting for somebody, right? The weight of holding on to an old energy, the more you are able to open up the space to allow this new person in. Now, for others of you, this Empress and the Queen of Cups are the same person with the Sun, right? What would happen is if you felt like you and your person reached a new milestone in your commitment, where you guys are maybe just at a distance, right? Just you guys have had a conversation, that person needed a time out, just really needed to think about what they were doing, and you're feeling a little bit crestfallen because the response wasn't as immediate as you thought. I do see them coming around. You are willing to put work into this, and I think ultimately they are too, but it's not going to be without its pressures. And in order for you guys to move forward in commitment, something really significant has to change, right? The weight between you guys has to be redistributed. And whoever between you guys is the more materialistic one, or the one that's more preoccupied with how the situation is going to make them look, or how comfortable your situation will be now, because so many things are going to have to change and you might have to take a financial hit, and by moving you're going to have to invest more time or some other resource that's going to, that isn't already easily accessible. More work is going to have to get put in. This person is going to have to go from worrying about all that stuff to making sure that everyone involved is emotionally sound. And if that is not able to happen, I do see you releasing this because you want a true commitment, and you are realizing finally that you are ready, Sag. You are ready for a long-term commitment in a way that you have not experienced prior. And if you are with somebody, I feel like you're willing to give them a chance to prove that they are on board with you. But if they are not, I also don't see you clinging for too long. Are you hopeful? Yes. Will you kind of keep your ear out for that person? Yes. But will you begin to explore your options? Eventually, I think that if you are still with this person and they are not doing what they need to do, I do see you ultimately in the outcome deciding to release this, because the 10 of Wands, it's too much weight to bear. You cannot lug that weight around yourself. You're already in the 9 of Wands, so you're about ready to let go. So if this last chance you give to this person does not pan out, ultimately you will release them in search for something that provides you more happiness, somebody who is prepared to offer you the emotional openness and vulnerability that you are wanting in return from the person that you're connected to, and you will find that person. Okay, now there's a lot of feminine energy here, so I could be connecting with a very masculine Sagittarius, but this pertains to all Sagittarians across the board. Okay, you guys are ready for something real, something serious, something that you have an inkling right now that your relationship to this person right now is not, it's not meeting that expectation. It's not there, right? So you're being patient with it, but you're also trying to not cling too hard. You're holding on to it. Don't get me wrong. You're holding on to it because you've already invested time and energy with this person. You guys are together, right? You had hopes. But if it doesn't work, right, I see you already kind of in a space here in the environment of mourning a loss. You're already in the middle of losing something, right? You're already in the middle of losing something, and with your fear being the Ace of Wands, this is quite literally the straw that breaks the camel's back, because you are the 9 of Wands, and in your outcome, all you need is one more wand, this wand, to break your resolve, right? So you're right there. Your fear is that it's not going to be enough, and you are going to be expected to carry this entire weight on your own, and you know that you can't allow yourself to do that. So if this person opts out, then you basically have no other choice but to sever ties, which is hard. It's hurtful, right? So you're giving them a chance, but there's no guarantees. I do see ultimately, though, the pressure will be lifted. Either the person you're connecting with will come around, or they won't, and you will, without shame, create distance and say, well, if that's the way it is, then I need you to love me from a distance. If you say that you love me, but you just can't do these things, love me from a distance then, because I am not going to sacrifice all of this that I've worked for. And since you're not willing to be there with me, then I have no choice. You're welcome to come with me. You're welcome to join me in this. You're welcome to do all of these things with me. But I cannot be expected to take care of all of this on my own. That is not fair, and that is not what love feels like to me. So the weight will be lifted. It just depends in what way, right? So guys, we're going to go ahead and just take this to the extended. We're going to explore the person that you're connecting with, what their emotions are towards you, what their intentions are towards you, the advice, right, for overcoming this obstacle. The 7 of Cups is here in your challenge position, but it could be any other obstacle that you're currently facing, as well as what the long-term outcome between you and this person will likely be, with or without them, right? If new love comes up for whatever reason in the long-term outcome, we will clarify that as well. All right, Sag. So, my love, thank you so much for being here with me. I hope that this was helpful to you. It has been a pleasure and just the utmost honor of being able to connect with you guys. Again, if you would like to have a personal reading done, I do offer them. I will leave the link for my personal booking system in the description box down below, as well as pinned to the top of the comment section down below. You can reach me at ladyofthe.unknown.com or ladyofthe.unknown555@gmail.com. You can reach out to inquire about the readings that I do. But outside of that, guys, the extended link will be in the description box below and in the comment section down below, pinned to the top. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much, Sag, for being here with me. I love you so much, and I will see you next time. Mwah. I love you.